All of you settle down and proceed for initializations. The protocol, the preparatories, the preliminaries, sanitizations, and invitation for collective dynamics. Not something for you to do, but composite collective dynamics. So extend the invitations for them to participate. Body, mind, breath, speech, senses, thought, memory, mental organ, intellectual organ, emotional organ, identity organ, prismatic process. So none of them scores the importance in collective composite the community dynamics. Including you and all yours. They should all operate on a level field. So breath by breath, evolve the position, condition, state, profile, culture, ethos. Find out what is your subjective ethos. And in composite collective dynamics, there is certainly a unified prismatic ethos where every aspect of yours can commingle, get unified. In the protocol, figure out the importance of the so-called profound exhalations. It's not only breath, but the whole, exhaling and exhaled. And therefore, the word exhalation is improper. Find out at what point in time the silent utterance of Om should appropriately come in. The inhalative as well as the exhalative. Figure out the purpose of it. So this is a unified community purpose, not a purpose of individual. There is no personal purpose, individual purpose, variegated purposes, but a unified purpose. To conglomerate within. Oh. 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 योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचाम् मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनाम् पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। आबाहुपुरुषाकारम् शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतम् प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम्। हरिः ओम्। Bow your head down to the heart and surrender every exhalations. Drop the palms and open the eyes. So understanding this procedure of yoga, internally there is no class conflict. There is nothing which is inferior or superior. So that's a unique characteristic of the internal social and community activity. While in the world outside, there are so many things where there are class divisions, status divisions, and divisions on the basis of so many things, ability of doing, ability of knowing, knowledge, activities. So there is a lot of divisions and room for class conflict, basis for class conflict. You cannot be free from class conflict. It's a utopian idea to have no such conflicts and differences. It is utopian. It doesn't really work really. But in the internal realm, there is a scope for that to be nurtured, nourished, and bloom and blossom. There is nothing like less important, more important, inferior, superior. So they all come together. That's a unique aspect of community culture. So they all get a level field, levelized field to participate. So that is one of the aspects of yoga which you have to explore, identify. Now, as you are sitting, sit formally, sit formally in whatever, sit in swastikasana, all of you. Sit in swastikasana, sit formally. Now, usually you will get, when you are doing seated pranayama, you get instructions with regards to back in a major way, back straight, back erect, back firm, back steady, back elated. Is that right? And therefore, we do a lot because it needs to be done. Your back should be straight, erect, firm, steady, etc., etc. So we are engaged in doing the back, and therefore we fail to understand what the back does. We just take care of saying that I do my back, and we fail to understand what the back is potentially capable of doing, getting done, participating, responding, partaking, parting with, addressing, as I've been recently telling you about those things in the classes. Doing, using, addressing, either ways. And that I'm trying to bring to your notice today. So as you are seated, formally sit. So conventionally, I have to say sit straight, sit erect. To sit erect, shoulders back, shoulder blades in, dorsal, concave, lumbar, erect, sacrum, little concave. So you go on instructing you to do something and you just do that. Now let's see how much the spine is capable of doing. You are going to do the same thing, whether I say swastikasana or padmasana or virasana or baddhakonasana or bhadrasana or siddhasana, you are going to do the same. Spine straight, back straight, erect, steady, firm, etc. It doesn't change whether you are in virasana or padmasana. Back straight, back erect, back firm. Is that right? But now understand, what you do is one and the same thing. Back straight, erect, firm, steady. The contours, where concave, where convex, where straight, where erect, where elated, where lifted. It's all common. So settle down. Figure out what you can do for back. As I just now told you, whether it is Virasana or Padmasana or Bhadrasana or Swastikasana or Siddhasana, it is going to be the same. Or Baddha Kodasana, it's going to be the same. What you do will be same, common. Now find out what you do for back is one thing. But the back, what the back does for pelvic segment, what the back does for abdominal segment, what the back does for diaphragmatic segment, what the back does for thoracic segment, what the cervical does for the throat. And if you extend the same back, your spine ends at the top of the cervical. Your spine ends below the medulla oblongata at the top of the cervical. You don't have spine extended, but have imaginary spine above the cervical at the back of the head. And find out what that extended spine, virtual spine above the cervical is doing and can do. Now, so what you can do is common, but it is standard. As I said repeatedly, any position, it is same. You should sit straight, firm, steady, erect, the proper contours of concavity, convexity, erection, etc., firmity, etc. Now watch. I want your back to be also breathing. So see that the breathing is done by the back. The inhalative breathing, exhalative breathing is done by the back. Is it capable of doing? Does it have potentials to be inhaling and to be exhaling? Rather than you inhaling and exhaling, figure out whether your back and spine is capable of inhaling and exhaling. So you watch that. You sense it. Your major purpose here is not do. Your major purpose is to watch. Now you'll be all going for the Ujjayi inhalation. In a seated position. And I want you to give prominence to what the back and spine does in your Ujjayi inhalation. So inhalation can be done in stages. It's not that it should be inhalation with a consistent flow like oil, because it is Ujjayi finer, thinner breathing. It can be taking place in wavy manner, stages without pauses, accentuation of pauses, because then it will become ziloma. So you can inhale in stages. So inhale slow, fine, thin, rarefied, profound inhalation. And watch what your back is doing, what your spine is doing, what is the straight condition of the spine when you are inhaling. And then what is the straight condition of your back and spine when you are exhaling. The word straight has the same spelling. But understand what is the straightness while you are inhaling and what is the straightness while you are exhaling. What is the erection of inhalation and erection of exhalation? What is firmity of inhalation and what is firmity of exhalation? So watch this. I identify these enormous potentials the back and spine has, which is a better veteran than you. Don't think you have to become veteran in yoga. You already have veteran components in you. So find out how it is veteran, how it is more profound, how it is more resourceful, how it is more qualified. Couple of recovery cycles. So try to understand all those characteristics of the back and spine, which you hear in the classes usually: straight, firm, erect, steady, wherever concave, wherever convex, etc., wherever erect, etc. So all that, find out how it changes between the back when it inhales, the back and spine when they inhale, and the back and spine when they exhale. And try to read it. Try to read it. Try to experience it. Try to observe it. Try to know it. Try to explain it. Try to articulate it. Try to decipher it. Couple of recovery cycles. So your back is inhaling, your back is exhaling. You need not go for complete inhalation and complete exhalation. It should be voluntarily done. It will be deeper than normal, deeper than mechanical normal. But I have not said completely inhale and completely exhale. So it should be voluntarily done, little deeper, more voluminous than usually it happens mechanically. Now watch your spine. Find out what the back and spine is doing. What you are doing, you can identify. And teachers usually instruct you for what you do, what you should do. But that instruction I'm not giving you have it in your memory-based database, information base. But find out back and spine doing. The back and spine, any addressing, is it addressing something? Is the back and spine addressing? How is it while it is inhalation and how it is while it is exhalation? Addresses during the inhalation, during the exhalations. Is your back and spine not addressing anything? In what way your in-breath and out-breath is an applicant? How it is an applicant? How the back and spine is being used? How the back and spine is using? And how the back and spine is usable for the rest, for your body, mind, speech, thought, memory, consciousness, psyche, senses, etc. So how far your back and spine is a benefactor to the rest, and how far the back and spine is beneficiary of the rest. Because these are composite and collective dynamics. They are all participating. Every aspect of yours and you is coming in. The you means there is your identity organ, your mental organ, your intellectual organ, which you identify as you. So there are emotional organ, mental organ, emotional organ, identity organ, sentimental organ, thought organ. So identify how the back and spine is a benefactor and a beneficiary as well. So in a classified manner, at times try to highlight that your back and spine is a beneficiary. And at a time, the back and spine, it is another time a benefactor. Couple of recovery cycles, you can let go for a while, recover, refresh, revamp, rejuvenate, recharge, and again proceed for that. Now, as you are doing it, we will also try to bring in the Swara Kriya. And now find out how with Swara Kriya, the back and spine participate, partake, part with as benefactors, as beneficiary, as receivers, as dispensers work. So now you can start using the Swara Kriya, which is you can do few cycles because first cycle will be only just a taste and orientation. So become familiar with more than one cycle, more than two, three cycles. With find out, is it a specific scheme for spine to do, spine and back to be done, spine and back to be doers, doing, done, spine and back to be addressing and addressed, using and used, applied and applying. So addressed, addressing, used, using, do, doing, and then you will go to second sound form. When you have little literacy about it, little experience of it, then change the second, go to second vowel and find out how differently it is happening. Ah is the second one. So see, that is the pranic system, unidentified by the modern science. But the ancient science of yoga has quite profoundly gone into it. So second vowel is as in father, farmer. So how it is different, all these participations of the spine, the PPP and PPC of the back and spine. When I say spine, assume it is back and spine. When I say back, it is both back and spine. I'm referring to both. At times I might just say back, at times I might just say spine, but I'm referring to both. So bear this in mind. So find out how inhalatively and exhalatively they show different potentials. The back and spine show different potentials, different skills, different processes. Then the third swara is E. So you have to watch, you have to sense. Take cognizance of this stark fact. I have not given instruction, back straight, back erect, back firm, back steady. I have not said anything. Because in that case, you just engage yourself in doing that and you fail to observe, you fail to read, you fail to cognize, you fail to observe, sense, experience. So I want you to have importance to cognitive functions, all kinds of cognitive functions. While it is a doing process, while it is using process, while it is addressing process. So when I say that, do, doing, done, use, using, applied, applying, address, addressing. So the back and spine can give so much while you inhale, give so much while you exhale, can take so much while it is inhalation, and take so much while it is exhalation. Don't try to do complete inhalation and complete exhalation, then you require more recovery cycles. Just a little deeper, hyper normal breathing, that's all. Many times I've said it is not proper to say, it is improper to say complete inhalation and complete exhalation. That never happens. So we will use one more vowel here. Ooh, that's the last vowel. So read the spine, observe the spine, find out how the spine does all these various aspects of doing, addressing. It is also applicant. It is an applicant on the rest. It is also, rest is also applicant on it. So mutually, between the rest and it, between the rest and it, you will be perhaps in both the rest and it. The subjective entity will be in both rest and it. So how the inhalations and exhalations are changing depending upon their function, such as doing, done, addressed, addressing, used, using, applied, applying. So your back and spine in one sense is inhaler, exhaler. It is inhaling, it is exhaling, it is inhaled, and it is exhaled. See, sometimes I use the analogy of watering the field. You all have your back gardens, kitchen gardens, and you do the watering. So your inhalation is a watering act. Exhalation is a watering act. The back is the back and spine is watering, and back and spine is watered. Like in garden, it doesn't happen. You water the plants. The plants don't water. You water the plants. But here, figure out your back and spine is watered and watering. So your breath is like water. So find out exhalative breath and inhalative breath. I want you to understand the language, the semantics that I'm using. Let go. Sit at ease. Could you experience the back and spine is doing rather than the usual analog process of you doing? Because you know how much you have to attend to spine and back while you are doing seated pranayam. You don't have to attend to that while you are lying down. Is that right? When it is seated pranayam, you have to attend to it. And then we get so much engaged in it that we get a tunnel vision. Am I doing? Am I doing? What should I do? How much should I do? So we develop tunnel vision and we fail to cognize what they do, what the rest does, and what it does. This is the flaw in conventional teaching. We tell you what you should do. In conventional teaching, nobody will teach you what the back should do, what the chest should do, what the abdomen should do, what the waist should do. Are they not doing? Can they not be doing? Are they are doing so much, and we don't even recognize that? And it's only you should do. You do this to the back. You do this to waist. You do to the hips. What you do to various locations is what is taught in conventional popular yoga, and we fail to cognize that it does. They do. So as I've been teaching this over the last week, that yoga is not just doing and doing and doing and getting done. There are addresses, usages, addressages, applications, and therefore you have to become familiar with the language that is pertinent here. The spoken language doesn't have potentials to really work here. They miserably fail. They are meant for intercommunications. They are not meant for intra-communications. You don't need a language if nobody is around you. If there is nobody around you, you don't have to talk. If you talk, you are lunatic. If you are talking with nobody around, that means there is a lunacy. So that is the English that you are all familiar with it. And you are trying to perfect that English. That is not going to work. In the subjective realm, it is a different language, different vocabulary, different meanings to the words. You can't go by dictionary meaning to every word. So I want you to be more concerned about what it does, what they do, more than what you do. That's why I have not given one single instruction with regard to what you should do. No teacher will teach you that way, conventionally, but traditionally, that was the way. Today, it's a popular yoga, and the world believes yoga should be done by oneself. Nobody understands yoga does something I should do. Am I doing yoga? Am I doing yoga? We don't have this consideration that yoga does something. What does it do? What is it capable of doing? It is capable, it is really very versatile agency. So we use the three, four vowels. Six vowels are remaining. That is back home. Now I want you to sit once again in Swastikasana, but sit on a brick and find out. Sit on a brick. Does it make a change? Sit over the brick. So you are opening the field for them to do differently. You do the same thing. You will do the same, straight, erect, firm, steady, etc. You will not do anything differently. But find out it does differently, they do differently, settle down. Mm. And let me tell you this, please engrave this on mind. If it is pranayam, ujjayi, or anything, don't think that your inhalation should be complete or exhalation should be complete, because that is a fallacy. You cannot exhale completely, you cannot inhale completely. I have explained this because on the basis it's a matter. You can fill up a container with water and you can say it is full of water. But in case of air, it is not that. You can fill in more and more air because air matter gets compressed and compressed and compressed. If you have a strong container, it's a strong container, it can take a lot of unimaginable air into it. So it depends upon whether the container is strong. If the container is weak, like balloon, you try to inhale, inflate, it will break. Because the container is delicate, it is rubber container for a balloon, and that too very thin rubber. So you can't fill unlimited air into balloon. But suppose it's a car tube inside a tire. How much air can you fill in? How much per cubic inch, cubic centimeter you can fill in the air? There is no limit. There is only limit. It depends upon the power of the tube and the tire basically. If the tire bursts, the tube will burst. The tube doesn't burst first. Tire bursts first. Do you know this? The tire will first burst. Tube, as a result, the tube will burst. It is not the tube inside bursts and therefore the tire bursts. No, tire bursts. So the content container tire, if it is strong, you can fill in a lot of air. Anyway, I won't waste much in time. I've explained this way often. Sorry for newcomers, may not have heard. But the matter which is filling or the matter which is evacuated cannot be completely evacuated. That's why they say there is always a residual air in the lungs. This is what the pragmatism science says. There is always a residual air. You can't expel complete air even when the person is dead, not that the whole air is gone out. No, there is always the residual air. And we call it Dhananjay Vayu. It is even after the death, it is still in the body to decompose the body. Not that the whole exhalation goes out when you die. No, not possible. Not real. So there is no complete exhalation, no complete inhalation. It's all your pseudo completion. You think, oh, I've completed. Imaginary completion, not real completion. Anyway, let's proceed. Being seated on the brick, find out what is your seated position. Is it any different? Are you able to figure out earlier swastikasana and this swastikasana? Is there any difference? Now, I won't give much time for the whole explanation because you are going to do the same. The Ujjayi inhalation, Ujjayi exhalation, hypernormal. So you don't need recovery cycles. Because if you do full inhalation in your sense of the term, you require recovery cycles. Now proceed. Slow, soft, thin, rarefied inhalation. Ujjayi. Exhalation similarly. So watch the back and spine. Doing. Back and spine. Done. Back and spine. Addressed. Back and spine. Addressing. Back and spine. Used. And the back and spine. Using. Back and spine. Applied. Applying. Addressed. Addressing. Used. Using. So watch your spine, watch your back. More than what you do, what they do is more important in your sitting pranayama. They are more qualified than you. They are more versatile than you. You are very limited and you are depending on your very limited ability and you want to strive in yoga. Next vowel, A. A. So being seated on a brick, find out, does it make a difference? Now your spine is extending below the spine and above the cervical as well. So figure it out. So there is extended spine below the coccyx and extended spine above the cervical. So find out benefactor, beneficiary, while it is in those various roles. Doing, done, used, using, applied, applying, addressed, addressing, applied, applying. A. The vowel A. You can allocate few cycles, then you can proceed if you know that I, O, Au, do up to Au. And you can recycle. You can come back to same vowel for you to have again some kind of observation. It's not that once done, you should not revisit. You can revisit a previous vowel to have observations carried out more profoundly. Find out the back is the doer of your breathing. The back is experiencer of the breathing. The back is observer of the breathing and also observed. So when I say one, I give the verb. Also, you have to know it's also noun. So if I refer to predicate, noun and verb. If I refer to noun, it is predicate and noun. If I refer to noun, there is verb and predicate. So understand how the back and spine is participating and how the rest is participating for it. It is orchestration. It is not just you have to attend to spine. Viewers have to attend to spine. It is not only the spine should be doing for itself. The spine is doing for the rest as well. That is why it is yoga and community activity. So as I little while back said, like watering the plants. Find out inhalation is doing watering and is watered. Exhalation is doing watering and is watered. So there is physical spine, there is mental spine, there is intellectual spine, there is emotional spine, there is identity spine, there is sentimental spine, there is logical spine. So various functions of the mind which you have identified, experience, see that every kind of act is possible here. So your role is primarily to watch, to examine, to observe, to sense, rather than do. So understand, once you are not in beginner's hierarchy, you should know what should be done. Why do you require a teacher to give reminders, motivations, instigating you to do? Why don't you do yourself? Why are you not conscientious? Don't just be sincere, but be conscientious that you don't have to be told as to what you should do. And if you do, it's a spoiler in yoga. And that's why nothing is done for you. And you are doing, engaged in doing. Let go, relax. Now, I want all of you to sit in Virasana with a brick going between. If you want little more height, you can have more height. If the one brick is not sufficient, go for Virasana. But those who have outcasted Virasana, banished Virasana from their life, it will happen to you sometimes. Some of it has already happened. You can change your Swastikasana legs. Some there for lifetime, they are divorced for lifetime from Virasana. Settle down. Now find out. We are going to do the same. Ujjayi inhalation, Ujjayi exhalation. Settle down, get prepared, get composed. See that you are at the launch point of it. Then you can proceed using aha, ah. You can come back to ah. The remaining two we did up to au. Then aha were the reminders, the remaining ones. Then you can proceed again, come on e, so on and so forth. So try to use 4 vowels in the time that I allocate. You can repeat those sound forms again in case if you have finished the 4, and if I allow you more time, you can revisit and find out how the vowels are changing the participation of the spine and back, partaking of the spine and back, part within of the spine and back, the reception of the back and spine, dispensation of the back and spine. So how the spine is versatile. It has so many processes in its quiver. And we have to identify what are these potentials. It is quite versatile. Now, any difference, now what you identify the difference is not just the difference that is there. It is hardly 1% or 0.01%. And unidentified difference is perhaps 99 and 99 point something. And therefore, we are not motivated. We say it's a small difference. Why bother about it? Little difference. Why bother about it? So identified difference is only nominal, trivial, while unidentified is great. So as you develop your sensitivities, awareness, etc., intelligence, etc., grasp, etc., You will see that there is a bigger and bigger difference than what it is today. But don't try to assess on the basis of how much is the difference. Now watch how that the back and spine is doing, done, getting done, gotten done, addressed, addressing, used, using, applied, applying, applied and applying. How the whole orchestration is taking place on other one side, you have the rest of yours, and on the other side, you have only your back and spine. They are yours, but then you have so many yours, so they are interacting. They are mutual benefactor beneficiaries. That's the internal community activity. Everyone is a benefactor and beneficiary mutually to each other, mutually with each other. So appreciate this marvel. So in formative period, we have to take recourse to all the possible seated positions. Don't be dogmatic. Every time swastikasan, 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 those you can do every time padmasan, padmasan, padmasan. Because it is opening for the back and spine to work in different ways and with different traits, with different functions, with different potentials. So as in the previous class, I said your legs are important organs for your trunk to breathe. Now here, understanding seated position, the legs do contribute significantly. So your role is watching, sensing, cognizing, perceiving, observing, experiencing. But if I keep you engaged in doing, give you instructions, technical instructions, you keep engaged yourself in doing, and that's the pseudo yoga, which is rampantly there in our times. From my side, no instruction is coming to you. I want you to depend upon your indigenous technology. You know something to do. You should do conscientiously. So make it a project. How it differs between swastikasana that you did earlier and virasana that you are doing now. It's not today only for the class. It's a project on which you have to work for several weeks and tens of weeks and perhaps even months. So go do four vowels, then let go. As I said, you can revisit. You can go back to other vowels which you did earlier as well. There are 10 vowels. So 10 vowels will give you something to observe. Let go your legs, relax your legs. Now you'll be seated on the brick, but sit in Bhadrasan. One leg to Padmasan, other leg under it. Okay? Bhadrasan. So many of you have never considered Bhadrasan for your pranayam. Because of the arrogance, I can do Padmasan. In formative period, it is important to try various possible seated positions. Bhadrasan. Take by Padmasan. And the other leg under it. Get prepared, get connected. The Wi-Fi connectivity, internal Wi-Fi connectivity, excellent signal. You know that caliber. You get on your smartphones, excellent or poor. So excellent signaling, excellent network, Wi-Fi connectivity. And now proceed to next four. or any four. Now watch. Bhadrasan position is going to matter. It is mattering. And now similarly, the back and spine, doing, done. Doer, doing, done. You have to know it. The back and spine is doer, doing, done, but you should know it. You have to know it. You have to observe and know. Sense and know. Be aware and know. Be perceptive, cognitive and know. So also the back and spine, addressed and addressing. Back and spine, addresser, addressed and addressing. Back and spine, addresser, addressed and addressing. The back and spine, applier, applying and applied. Applier, applying and applied. Addresser, addressed and addressing. So see, it is quite a versatile agency. Many of us, we can do something and nothing else. We can know something and nothing else. But understand here the versatility of it. And it is both benefactor, beneficiary, dispenser, receiver in the community activity. So any four vowels take recourse. And you can revisit the same four vowels. Having done four, you don't have to just wait for next. You can recycle if I am allocating time for you. And try to have your comparison in place. Develop your intelligence, develop your prudence, develop your understanding, comprehension. Yoga doesn't depend upon ability, capacity, capability. It is your comprehension and understanding. So figure out there is emotional facet, intellectual facet, analytical facet, synthetic process. So how is this? Bhadrasana is working differently. What you identify is just less than a percent, less than a 1%. And what is not identified is more than 99%. So don't get motivated by what you cognize, what you perceive. If you feel something is quite phenomenally different, you are motivated. If something is nominally different, you are not motivated. But understand this. What you will identify will be very meager. If you say that, yes, there is a difference, it will be very meager. And therefore, you conclude saying that there is not much difference because you are not identified. Even if you don't identify in lifetime, you are supposed to do it because it does, it works. You may not fathom it, you may not identify it, but that's how yoga works. Then let go. Those who can do Padmasana, do Padmasana. If you want to dispense with the brick, you can dispense with the brick. If you want lesser height, you can use lesser height. Padmasana. In case those who can't do Padmasana, go to Baddha Konasana. So that everybody can do. On the brick, sit in Baddha Konasana and do it. Padmasana you may or you may not, or you can use less height as well. Padmasana. And take note, we are only doing one side of all the seated positions. Swastikasana, Bhadrasana, and now Padmasana. We are not going to do the second side. So that's outstanding. When you go out of the class, you should know what is outstanding. Start. Settle down. If you can't do Padmasana, sit in Baddha Konasana. Because everyone can do Baddha Konasana, it has become bad Konasana. Any Tom, Dick and Harry. जैसे इसका अवमूल्यन झालं, it has got devaluated. Start. Close your eyes. Wi-Fi connectivity. And proceed for that Ujjayi in breath and out breath. That doing. It doing. The back. So when the back does, you don't have to do so many things. The back is doing. So it's almost like outsourcing to the back and spine, and then find out it is better than you doing. When you can't do something very well, you outsource it. All you have are convinced that you don't do well your yoga. You can't do well your yoga. Why not outsource it to one who is doing better? So understand here, it is outsourced to back and spine, and then find out it will do far better than you. Many of the things you don't have to do. But many of the things you don't have to even remember. It will do everything. It is more conscientious than you. It has better memory than you. It has better prudence than you. It has better acumen than you. Watch. And the next four vowels you can use, or any four vowels you can use. Just try to identify the versatility. These are swara kriyas. There is a huge set of varna kriya. Swara kriya, there are only 10 swaras. Varna kriya, there are more than that, 35, nearly 35. And then Vyanjana kriyas multiplied by 10. The 350 which you can see in the book, 335 which is mentioned in the book. So what you are sensing is also sensitivity exercise. Do over a period of time, you will develop sensitivity, finer sensitivity, awareness, finer awareness. So what is more invisible will slowly become visible. Even if it doesn't visible, you have to continue doing it, because yoga does everything by itself. Yogat yoga pravartate. Yoga does yoga. You don't have to identify what it does. It will do. So watch your Ujjayi now. Because of Padmasana, are you able to fathom? Even if you are not able to fathom, no problem. You have to do it. It has to be done. While those are in Baddha Konasana, find out. Associated back and spine is very conscientious. Similarly, other locations, associated waist, associated abdomen, chest are more conscientious. Associated head, brain, face, skull are more conscientious. We have dearth of it. We have deficiency of it. We don't go to a resourceful entity. We try to do all by ourselves. And that is not endorsed in ethos of yoga. So how the spine back is participating differently, the PPP and PPC or the back and spine. So this is how the field will be handled and treated and processed. As I've been telling you, the field must be prepared for yoga to fructify. For yoga to be harvested, you must have suitable soil, suitable field. So the soil of body, mind, and other things will be cultured, made suitable for harvest of yoga. So the field culture, like soil culture in agriculture, they try to classify the soil. And they say this is good for this reap, that is good for that reap. And they improve the soil culture also by supplying manures, etc., doing some process on the soil. They improve the grade of the soil as well by giving sunlight, by giving different supplies of chemicals, fertilizers, organic, and even, perhaps even inorganic, which is painful. So it's all organic here. It's all organic material. We don't have inorganic process at all. Only if we are under a teacher, then it becomes inorganic. If you are embracing a teacher, then it becomes inorganic. You have to go for indigenous teacher within you. It will be organic. So how the Ujjayi is differing? When it does, when the back and spine does. Now, let go. You will sit on the brick, but sit across to spread your legs to Upayishta Konasana. Sit on the brick, but sit across to spread your legs. So have you ever imagined that you can do formative period pranayama in Upayishta Konasana? No, that's a dogma. In formative period, you are in the academy, you are made to go through all these processes. You have never been students of yoga. You have been dogmatic practitioners of yoga. Uh, Sit. If you want to use the hand behind, you can use as the reinforcement so that the spine has a support system as well. Now, same Ujjayi in breath, little hypernormal, not necessarily complete, hypernormal, functional. It does, it gets done, it is getting done, it is gotten done. Understand the semantics here. Why I have used this? When I say it is getting done, there are two things. It itself gets done, and it gets done from something else. It gets done from anatomical body, physiological body, cellular body, mental body. Any four vowels or next four vowels. So now understand how the spine is and the back is working on perineum. How the back and spine is differently working on vagina, perineum, scrotum, rectum. So this, like we all want to have good blood circulation, yoga speaks about better breath circulation, which is not a right term, the pavana circulation. So now find out how it is different. So you should watch. Your role is to watch. Understand your role is not to do, which is the our time yoga classes culture. You have to do. You are here to do. Are you doing? Are you doing? You are told to do. You are coerced to do. You are imposed to do. Therefore, you are suggested to do all the time what to do. There will be suggestion coming, instruction coming. I want you to observe. I want you to experience. I want you to perceive, cognize, sense, feel, comprehend, understand. So is it not a different scheme of Ujjayi in breath and out breath? Is it not a different network of Ujjayi in breath and out breath? In this position that you are taken now, it is fifth or sixth position. I have lost the count. Now let go, relax. Listen here. Sometimes Guruji would keep a halasan bench in front. Rather than hands back, he would keep the hands on it, which is support for the back, which is assisting the back. He would not just sit in Baddha Kodasana or Upashta Kodasana. He would have something in front. काय राजश्री पाहिलंय का तुम्हाला तुम्ही पाहिलं कधी पण लक्षातच घेतलं नाही now sit on the brick dandasan sit on the brick dandasan and let me promise this is the last pose seated otherwise you are what next anxiety etc. Because earlier we had open perineum and now it is closed perineum. Okay, understand there is a purpose in it's not my madness. There is a purpose in it. Start. Wi-Fi connectivity. Get to the launch point properly, profoundly. Now watch what the back and spine will do will be different. Maybe not cognizable. Like in case of offense, there is something called like cognizable offense and non-cognizable offense. So here, similarly, it might not be so cognizable, but it will become cognizable if you get educated better and better and better, more and more and more. Now, it is certainly making a difference in terms of PPC and PPP of the back and spine. The four vowels. Watching, sensing. That's why I'm not giving you inputs of doing. Understand why of it. If I give you, you just do it. You just do that. I want you to be observing, sensing, experiencing, perceiving, cognizing, comprehending, understanding, reading. That is what we are missing in our time yoga. Because the obsession of doing, and done. By doing and doing is never done condition. So the back and spine is now operating in different field because of the position configuration, and that's how it will become versatile. It will become familiar. It will become more proficient. Then it's already it is proficient, but find out The PPP and PPC, doing, done, addressed, addressing, applied, applying. As I said, both in breath and out breath is like watering and is watered. The back is watered, the back is watering. If the back is watering, what is it watering? If the back is watered, who is watering it? Understand the internal community culture. This you will never get outside world in the outside world. There is also another way to have a belt around the feet and hold with your hands, and then it's a different erection and different seated condition when you have a belt around the feet and you grip it very well. Let go and relax. So if you are in academy of educating education in yoga, you are made to go through different possible seated positions and not just prescribe one seated position. If you can do Padmasan, do Padmasan. If you can't do Padmasan, do Satsikasana. Because then you have this impression, get the impression that it doesn't matter in what pose you are sitting. It should be a proper pose. That's all. If you are able to sit well in Padmasan, sit. If you can't sit in Padmasan, sit in Swastikasana. But we have to open the back and spine, expose you to different fields by different configuration of your seated positions. Like in sports, professional sports, one might be a very good player of the game, but where he plays matters a lot. So home condition, he performs better. Outside home condition, maybe not perform better, or vice versa. So the player is interested, which is the venue, where is the game taking place? It does contribute. Say for instance, the Wimbledon tennis, American Open, French Open. But suppose it is not played in a Wimbledon is not played in Wimbledon, but the same title is played in Melbourne. It matters to the players because they are under impression Wimbledon will take place in Wimbledon. But suppose Wimbledon title is played at Melbourne or Sydney or New York or Tokyo, it does matter because they do not know the field there. So it happens in cricket. They want to know which is the ground and which is the wicket. How is the wicket? Prepared, underprepared, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. So we have to give different fields for the back and spine to operate in its pranic realm. So it's like a player, you give me any field, I will be exemplary. It doesn't happen otherwise. You give me any alien condition or a ally condition, I will be the best. I will never have depreciation in my performance. It will be all the time at par. Or sometimes it goes up and down. Might be the best player, but sometimes not so good as much as he was in earlier other places. So various seated positions have to be allowed. So understand this is how education in yoga goes on. Okay, now finally you will lie down. Lie down with nothing under. You can put your bolster or whatever on your thighs. Lie down in Shavasana. If you clash with a neighbor, turn around. If you clash with a neighbor, turn around. Have your space, give space. Close your eyes and settle down. So today we only went for Swara Kriyas, which are 10. Then there are Varna Kriyas, which are more than 10. Then there are Nama Kriyas, which are infinitely infinite. Now, for a while, let's try to understand. As as if your head, brain, face, skull, throat, called udanic location, is the locus. Is the locus. And let's go for only exhalations. Inhalations to background. Not that there are no inhalations. Inhalations to background, exhalations to foreground, on foreground. Now let's see in what, like just now we saw the back and spine, how they were participating, partaking, etc., PPP and PPC. Now let's see this location, Udanic location, the PPP and PPC for only exhalations. And you will watch how the locus participates in terms of graphics. From the graphics, try to understand how the PPP and PPC is different. Okay, head, brain, face, skull, throat, eyes, mouth, lips, throat, skull, brain, lobes, cortices, etc. Now, I will be giving you certain namas. While you are exhaling, you utter that nama. Ram, Ram, Ram for each exhalation and try to watch its configuration, its aerodynamics, its shape, its form, its process, its purpose, how it is working on all the matters of body and mind, psyche, consciousness. Watch your head, brain, face, skull, cortices, lobes, skin, flesh, muscles, bones, tissues, eyes, ears, lips, teeth, jaw, palate, throat, tongue, membrane, septum, eye, ears, outer ears, middle ears, inner ears, bottom ears, top ears, the forehead, the mid head, the back head, the side head, Ram. So I want you to understand the marvel of the pranic system. So you are repeating Ram. The next is Krishna. Krishna. It's not only different word, different phonetic form, but different pranic form, different exhalative form. It's not the different word form. It is not only different phonetic form, phonics, but understand the exhalative form, pranatic form, Krishna. There is a difference between Ram and Krishna with reference to your exhalations, with reference to PPP, PPC of the head, brain, face, skull. Now you can exhale even deeper, slower and deeper. The third Nama is Hari. Hari. So sometimes you have to compare between Ram and Hari, Krishna and Hari. So these are not only different names, but different pranic kriyas and different PPP, PPC of that location. So it is also used using addressing, applicant, applied, which we considered in earlier part of the class. Now listen to next Nama. Now we will go for Sambodhan. Rama, Rama, Rama. This is called Sambodhan. This is how the address, the name is addressed. Krishna, Krishna. There is much for you to watch, much for you to perceive, cognize, sense, feel, read, experience. I'm not telling you anything to do except that you are exhaling, customized, and deeper. Krishna. See the configuration changing, the design changing, manifestation changing, the form changing. The next Nama is Govinda. 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 Achyuta. 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 Ananta. 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 Keshava. 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 Couple of recovery cycles if you require. Keshava. Madhava. 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 Vamana. 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 Rishikesha. ऋषिकेशा, ऋषिकेशा। पद्मनाभा, पद्मनाभा, पद्मनाभा। दामोदरा, 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 दामोदरा। गोपाला, गोपाला। गोपाला। You understand this kaleidoscopic aspect? Gopala, Vasudeva, 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 Sankarshana, 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 Pradyumna, 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 Aniruddha, 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 Vithala, 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 Panduranga, 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 Pandarinatha, 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 Pundarika, Pundarika. The time is up. So understand We are all used to mention use your brain, use your brain, use your brain. Here we address the brain. You can address the brain by pranayam. You can nurture and nourish the brain. Otherwise, you only nourish the brain by eating some proteins. Then you nourish the brain. You eat almonds and you nourish the brain. You eat proteins and nourish the brain. But here, understand, the brain is addressed. Brain is made to be user. The brain is used in different ways. Brain is, there is an applicant. The brain is applied. The brain is applying. The brain is addressed, addressing in different ways. Anyway, that is over. You slowly turn to the right. Mind the poster that is on you. And slowly come up. That is over.